everyone. Welcome back. This is game 2 of a best of 5 series from the WCS Season 2 OSL. And in quarterfinal action, we're going to spawn here on Anaconda. In the bottom right, spawning as the Red Zerg and down 0-1 currently, we've got Team Azubu's Symbol. Symbol is a very well-accomplished Zerg player. It's a very, very good player in Korea. And his opponent will be spawning in the top left as the Blue Terran. We got Prime's Maru. And unfortunately for Symbol, he is down 1-0 in this best of 5. Maru was able to solve the Symbol riddle quite handedly last game. He was very patient and only took encounters basically off the creep, forcing Symbol into some very unhealthy confrontations. Symbol's gonna have to do something about that to get back into the series. Obviously, no one wants to be down 2-0. It's very difficult to win 3 games in a row, especially with all the momentum against you. So Symbol really, really wants to try and get this game under his belt. Now that drone is looking for proxy. So once again, I guess the reputation of kind of cheesing is precedes Maru. He's one of those players that likes to do that and isn't afraid of doing that. And in fact, that's all this drone is doing. He's going to be just scouting around looking for proxies. In fact, even inside his own base. So Symbol's really, really aware of the fact that Maru could do that to him. And he's going to be opening up with the natural hatchery. At the same time, Maru is being very greedy. He's going for 14 CC, but inside. Not at his natural. This is generally your... Well, this is generally your natural on this map because even though the natural on most maps is just below your ramp, in this map you can choose this base or this base. And this base is a little bit more protected, but it can be infiltrated from the back here if the rocks can be destroyed, but it takes quite a while to do that. And another issue is that because it's actually farther away from your main than this base is that it can be prone to drops as well. So there are some trade-offs, but obviously from an early ground attack, this base is much safer. So both players are going to be opening up with an expansion at that location. And Maru is going to be trying to block off. He's going to be trying to block off the ramp here. So this is a wise decision by Maru. Symbol's hatchery is going to be up and running immediately. And he needs to get that hatchery down as well, because Maru's SCV was able to get a very good scout out, able to see both hatcheries. Now, Anaconda is a strange map, like I said, because behind here, you can destroy the rocks, and then you can walk in through the back into your opponent's base. But not only that, even if you don't destroy the rocks, you can just drop. So if you run all your units here, you pick them up in a medevac overlord, and you just ladder them down or ladder them up into your opponent's base, you can easily do that as well and surprise your opponent very easily. So there are many different sorts of tactics that occur on Anaconda that don't occur on any other map. And this map is one of those maps that doesn't get played nearly as much. I do like it when it does pop up. It's kind of like Red City, except that Red City is a map that generally gets vetoed and nobody likes playing it. I like Anaconda because it's different. Red City is actually just a larger map, and I find that it's not that much different than, say, Whirlwind in a lot of ways. But this map I find is very special. You got a large starting area as well, so there are many drop plays and proxies and things like that that can occur on this map. So there are lots of surprises. So Symbol and Maru both have to be very, very diligent and on their toes. And I feel like because there's so many possibilities, that being the attacker and the aggressor on this map can actually be an advantage, when on other maps, defenders generally have the advantage because their reinforcements are closer to their base. They have home base advantage. They can pull miners to defend. There's lots of reasons that defending has the advantage. But on this map, I really feel like, as an attacker, because there's so many ways and so many venues to attack, that being an attacker could really swing the game in your favor compared to other maps. So we'll have to see who's going to be the aggressor here and whether or not that player can actually utilize the uniqueness of this map. And we've got something going on here on Maru's side of the map. We got 2 Zerglings poking away at the rocks. Now, there is 10 armor on these rocks, so the Zerglings are going to take a long time to be able to poke this away. And now with the 2 Hellions here, they're going to be able to focus down these Zerglings. And they are going to be destroyed very easily. And at the same time, Maru is very, very intelligent here, I think. He's putting a scouting supply depot at this location, so just in case if the rocks do go down, he's able to spot what's going on here. Now, Symbol has put a 3rd hatchery at this location instead of closer to his base. I'm not so sure if that's intelligent. He's actually knocked down the rocks at his ramp. So the only way to get into his base is to destroy those rocks or to go in from the backside here. Now, looks like this overseer is going for a scout and is going to be scared away by these Marines, but able to see the starport. So not a total loss in regards to scouting. Now, Symbol does have very good creep spread, at least between his 3 bases, but not outside his base. And look at all these Hellions just waiting outside these rocks. This could be a big problem for Symbol. That's a lot of creep tumors. We've got 7 active creep tumors, and they're all touching each other. That's quite a few. I don't think I've ever seen so many spawn so tightly packed. But with that Overlord placement as well, Symbol is going to see this incoming Marine and Medevac attack. And remember, with these Medevacs, he'll be able to ladder down if he doesn't really want to destroy these rocks. And there's a lot of creep tumor spread right here, so Symbol is going really crazy with the creep tumor spread in regards to his base. But Symbol knows an incoming attack is coming, and now that 1st and 2nd Medevac are filled up, he's going to have to defend this attack. And with 2 Queens and a whole bunch of Zerglings, is he going to be able to? It looks like those Marines on the high ground are also able to fire down. And now all the units are able to ladder down, and this 3rd hatchery is not going to survive. We've got too many stimmed units here. We also got Hellions to deal with Zerglings. So very good attack by Maru. He realized that Symbol was being kind of greedy and not building a lot of units. And we do have a whole bunch of Banelings come in here. But, oh my gosh, the Hellions get great connections. They will destroy basically almost all those Banelings. Zerglings do get a surround on the Marines, but the Marines are able to stim and adequately defend against that. Now, we got 2 Mutalisks popping out of those eggs, so Maru is going to know about those Mutalisks as well. So nothing is really going right for Symbol, losing his 3rd base for basically nothing, also revealing the Mutalisk tech. And now these Mutalisks are also going to get focused down by these Marines, so Symbol is going to have to withdraw. Now, in his army composition, he does have 7 Mutalisks, but like I said before, one of the main benefits for Mutalisks is you can surprise your opponent, but with the Mutalisks out, when that hatchery went down, Maru is not going to be surprised, and he's just going to be building more and more Marines, and by the time the Mutalisks get there, I'm not sure how much damage he's going to be able to do. Maru is setting up a few missile turrets. Now, location placement is a little bit questionable. This one's really far off to the right. It looks like the Mutalisks are going to be able to exploit that. Going to fly in here and deal with this expansion, poking away at these SCVs. So Maru, I don't know about this missile turret placement. The missile turret is finally going to be able to get some shots off, but the SCVs are not mining, so losing a lot of mining time as well. 1 Mutalisk does go down, but only losing 1 SCV currently. It looks like, 15 SCVs in total. Maru's losing a lot of units. But now it looks like Maru is going to counterattack here, just lifting down into this rock area. Got a lot of creep spread here. At the same time, the Mutalisks are finally going to be scared away from this pack of stimming Marines. The Banelings are getting great connection, but there are lots of splits going on. Great connections by the remaining Banelings, able to clean up about half this attacking army. Symbol is going to try and clean up the rest of this attacking force, but the Marines are still in here, ravaging and doing a lot of damage. And now this hatchery is going to go down as well. It actually gets to cancel. So once again, no 3rd base for Symbol. So 2 on 2 bases. And generally as a Zerg player, you want 1 more base than your opponent. So Maru is doing a great job, and is reflected in the fact that he has a supply lead as well. Resources loss is also widely in favor of our Terran players. So Maru is just doing everything really well. He even dealt with that harass back at his natural. And the Mutalisks are trying to fly around and try to deal, and they're trying to deal with these Marines. But Mutalisks are very poor attacking units to go head on into a confrontation. They need backup. They're really good for hit and run attack, but the Mutalisks have not been able to really harass other than that one time at that expansion. And now Maru is at the front door, and all Symbol has is some Banelings getting awesome connections down. Another good connection of the Banelings. Unfortunately, he loses 3 right there to that Widow Mine. So he had great connections with the Banelings, and he's going to need a lot more if he wants to stay in this game, because with just Queens protecting against Stimming Marines, that is not a good deal for our Zerg player. Symbol really needs to do something here. Now, the Macro Hatch is under attack, also the Evolution Chamber. The Marines are cutting back and forth on this creep. Fearless, it seems like. And a Transfuse does go down, but it's not going to do very much. The Banelings are also getting popped one by one. And Symbol's just waiting for a big enough army, but by that time, that Macro Hatch does go down immediately. Maru has a 25 supply advantage as well, able to destroy that Evolution Chamber. And with those 1-1 upgrades, he's just tearing Symbol's army apart. Symbol does not have any upgrades for his ground units. He does have +1 flyer attack, but that's not going to do well against these Stim Marines. And once again, Banelings do rush in here, but there's not that many Marines to clean up on the high ground. Most of them are hanging around on the low ground just below this ramp. And with mines reinforcing as well, it's going to be very difficult for Symbol to engage. He's got to destroy these 2 mines, able to do so before they activate. But Maru's just doing a great job kiting back and forth off and on this creep. You have to remember, as a Zerg player, you want to have as many engagements as you can on the creep, obviously, because you have that speed advantage. But Maru is poking and prodding constantly left and right with this stimming group of Marines. There's actually no Marauders in this composition. Symbol is going to have to build a few more static defense buildings like Spine Crawlers, maybe. Now, Maru is trying to get his 3rd down. The Mutalisks are going to be here, able to poke away at these SCVs. But with a whole bunch of Stim Marines, Symbol is going to have to retreat with these Mutalisks. Flying into the main base area, maybe going for another flyby attack, but these Marines are already ready in location and able to pick off 1 Mutalisk. And the Mutalisks are going to fly to the other base of Maru. The placement of this missile turret is really far, so a few more SCVs do go down, but 1 Mutalisk is destroyed, so it's not a great trade for Symbol. And Symbol needs really cost-effective trades. If you take a look at resources lost, he's lost so much more compared to his Terran opponent. And Maru has a significant 40 supply advantage over Symbol. So Maru is really primed to take a 2-0 series lead. Symbol has to make something happen here. All Maru has to do is play okay, and even if he doesn't trade the best, he'll still come out on top in this game. And it looks like he's going to be focusing on these rocks and going for a backdoor attack. At the same time, we've got another counterattack by Symbol trying to harass these Marines at this expansion, but scared away once again by these Marines. So unfortunately, those Mutalisks are just purely ineffective against Maru and his defenses. And now, here comes the scan. The rocks are down. Are the Widow Mine's going to get great connect? Oh my gosh, that Widow Mine got 13 kills with 1 connection. A lot of Marines do go down from other Banelings. The splits are crazy for Maru. Now, there are some good connections, but unfortunately, there's not that many Banelings left, and now there's still about 25 Stim Marines here, focusing down on all these Queens. Mutalisks are going to fight head-on, and that's not a very good deal for our Zerg player, so Symbol is going to tap out. And Maru, now with a 2-0 series advantage, just constantly poking and prodding, just like in the previous game. I think the key to the success is the confrontation here near the main, where Maru is constantly stimming, going up and down the ramp, and just killing units, kiting, and not letting the Zerglings or Banelings get any good connections. Because you have to remember, Zerglings and Banelings do not have ranged attacks. So Maru just exploiting the range of the Marines. They're very high DPS, and you have to hand it off to Maru. He's just 1 game away from advancing to the semifinals. So we'll have to see in Game 3 if it's going to be a clean sweep, or if Symbol can bounce back and make this series interesting.